What is char cloth? Char cloth is a piece of organic material, in this case 100% cotton, that has been reduced to just carbon. Like charcoal used to be a piece of wood, and it's charred at very high temperature with the lack of oxygen, the same thing is done to this piece of cloth. You can use any cotton or 100% organic material, cook it at high heat with the lack of oxygen, in this case inside of a box. Pieces of grandpa's pajamas will work just fine. A piece of flannel, a piece of linen, as long as it's 100% cotton. Put it in this box, put it on the fire, let it cook until the smoke doesn't come out of it anymore, and you've got char cloth. Very simple material, very fragile, but very flammable. That's char cloth. Okay, we got our char box on the grill. It's been here for about 10 or 15 minutes. You can see it's still smoking. We're making char cloth. I also call it cooking grandpa's PJs. You might not be able to see them, but you can sure smell them. Once the smoke quits, we're going to turn this puppy over and make sure that the char cloth is cooked really thoroughly. We want all the chemicals out of it, and we want it to turn to char. We do a lot of fabrication here, and Grant made this char box for me so that we can char wood and char cloth. And what I'm going to show you today is how to make a large quantity of char cloth in the event that you have a group to teach primitive fire making to, like Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or whatever. And what I've done is made this box so that we can layer cloth in there to make char cloth. So we're going to cook some grandpa's PJs. Now that our char box is cool enough to be able to handle, this is the char cloth that we just made on the grill. Pretty high quality char cloth. Not too fragile, not too tough. Char cloth can be made in anything that is almost airtight. It can be made in this tin on your fire, or it can be made in something like this char box. This char box is also going to make some charcoal to be able to be packed in to make a fire with primitive means. So I've got this stacked in here, layered with these little bridges made out of tin foil, and I've made, I don't know, maybe 20 patches. And the tin foil's purpose is to keep some of the cloth separated so that heat surrounds it and turns it all into char. So there's 4 pieces. These are gun cleaning patches. They're 2x2, 100% cotton, and that's the most important part, is that you don't have anything that's not organic material. So start out by putting your squares in your box laid out to where they can get air around them, heat around them, not air, heat. And then put a tinfoil bridge on top. And then I'm going to alternate and put another set over here, another set over here. The reason I'm making so many is if you've got a Boy Scout troop or a class that you want to teach this to, and you want to make a whole bunch of fire starting materials, this is the way to do a lot of it at one time. Put in another set of bridges, another set of cloth, okay, put the lid back on it and put it on the grill or in the charcoals or your campfire or whatever. If you pull the lid off too soon, fresh oxygen gets inside and it will self-combust and they'll start glowing. It's pretty interesting to watch, but you could ruin your whole batch of char cloth, so don't do it unless you want to purposely watch what happens. They don't burst into flames, they don't explode, they just slowly disintegrate into charcoal. Hopefully that helps make large quantities of char cloth.